Say good morning, Grumpy. Meow. Yeah, you spent the night in here. You didn't even eat any of my bagels or bread this time. Last time, well, he liked the plain bagels better than the cinnamon raisin bagels. Which I don't blame you. I like the plain better than cinnamon raisin too. Yeah. Good afternoon from Bobblehead Homestead. I am Jeff. Today is Saturday. It's 95 degrees out. Not 1,000,000,000% humidity though. It's only like 70% humidity. And I can tell you a huge difference between yesterday and today. Same temperature, a lot lower humidity today, and I'm only, maybe a quarter of my shirt is drenched. So yesterday I would have been completely drenched by now. So that's interesting how much the humidity makes a difference. First off, I want to give a congratulations to part-time Permies. I'll leave a link down below also. Cindy and Mike, they're up in Michigan. They're in the Kalamazoo area. And they've been supporters of me forever, since before I got down here. And I was actually looking in the Kalamazoo, Michigan area when I was searching for, the cheapest piece of land I could get. That wasn't the place for it, although much better than Illinois. But yeah, they sent me a care package with a bunch of their homemade pasta. Mike is a certified, some type of chef who's actually, trained and schooled and very good. But so they have their own little pasta business. They sell pasta at a farmer's market there in Kalamazoo also. So they're just great, and they've been very supportive of me. And when I was shuffling through stuff, I still have a bag of their pasta that they sent. I'm not going to tell you how old it is. I'm sure it's still good because it's very good packaging. And well, when I cook it, I'll have to say something. Anyway, I'm rambling on. Congratulations to Mike and Cindy. They are having a baby, and that's just incredible. They just did a reveal of the baby gender. So if you want to know if it's a boy or a girl, you're going to have to go check out their channel, because I'm not spilling those beans. But congratulations to Cindy and Mike. You've been very helpful to me, and you've been a very positive part of this community on YouTube. And so thank you and congratulations. Now, yesterday I mentioned that I clipped the number 2's wings. Why did I clip number 2's wings? This is why. Number 2 had a clandestine nest going, and one of those is blue. And she doesn't lay blue eggs. That means that she was luring her partners in crime to use her nest also. So that was the final straw, as it were. If you're not familiar with my hen, who I have named number 2, here's a quick history. She was at this property before I was. And the previous owner had left a group of hens behind, and she was one of them. She got her name because after feeding those hens, I observed their pecking order, and she was number 2 in the pecking order. And the other 3 hens who are no longer with me were 1, 3, and 4. So that's where number 2 came from. When I took over the property, it was like August 1st, and then I had to go back to Illinois and sell my place there, and so it was over 2 months until I got back down here, and those 4 hens survived on their own. Nobody was feeding them or giving them water, and so that's kind of number 2's history there. That's why I feel bad about clipping her wings. I'm not a big fan of wing clipping, although I understand its purpose, and now I'm going to be using that more often. I don't mind number 2 free ranging, but if she's going to free range, she needs her wings. Their wings are probably their best protection against predators. I've seen number 2 do some incredible flying feats, so I think if a dog or something were chasing her, she'd have a better chance if I did not clip her wings. But I decided to in this case because not only was she getting out, I'd like to hatch her eggs someday, and when I hatch those eggs, I'd like them to be, you know, like a bluish green type egg layer, because those are more in demand than a barnyard mix. Anyway, I've explained all that a billion times. But so she was getting out and getting in here with Tim Conway. Yeah, I named tailless dude Tim Conway. There's more to that story too, but I'll get to that another time. So she was getting in there, and then she was getting in and out of there, and then she was getting out of there, and the hens that were in there were following her out. She was teaching them how to get out. So I had a little wing clipping session with all of them, and hopefully I haven't had it. Well, number 2 is still getting out even though her wings are clipped. I have not observed it. Knowing her, she can probably still fly. But as you saw, the clandestine nest, you know, she was not only teaching the other hens how to fly out of there, she was, you know, providing them another place to lay their eggs. And yeah, it's just lucky when you find those. You've really got to, you have to follow the hens around and hope to find their nesting box when they're laying clandestine like that. So yeah, that's why I clipped her wings. I want to try to keep her in with her own flock, and I don't want her teaching the other hens. Not that they're bad habits of hers, but they'd be bad habits for the other hens. So yep, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. What's up, Bob? All right. Stretch, and then I'll give you some scratches. This is my first collection of eggs today. We got 3 from the new hens I got from VW Family Farm. A little blue one, top left, is a whiting true blue, and then that's an olive egg there at the bottom towards the right. But yeah, and those are darker than the Welsumer eggs I have been getting, but none of those are from the Welsumers. Thank you for all of the kind, encouraging comments from the last video. That was very useful to me, very much appreciated. And people know me, I don't like to get in the drama or talk about my feelings all that often, and that was just I don't know, out of the ordinary for me, but I thought I don't know what I'm doing half the time. I just did what I did. And hopefully that's part of the whatever of this channel. So yep, thank you so much for the encouragement and support. Still a ton of downvotes on that video, and oh well, what are you gonna do? Some people. Okay, it's early afternoon, time for me to go inside, cool down, change my shirt, and have some lunch, and yeah, time for that. Then I'm gonna have a little party this afternoon. Just me and Grumpy. Grumpy's inside. He didn't want to come outside today. He must have had enough of. He's an Indiana cat. He's not used to the heat and humidity down here yet. Maybe, I don't know. Grumpy's cool though. All right, see you in a bit. Meow. 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 Are you going to go back outside today? You haven't gone back outside yet. Meow. 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 Going. Oh, yeah. Hey, number 2. I was talking about you a minute ago. Were your ears ringing? Hey, Betty. Betty White, everybody. That's Private Benjamin, or Vicki Lawrence, and then Betty White. Causing a ruckus over there. Very good question on what you can do to help with your chickens deal with the heat and humidity of the summer. So let me talk about that for a second. What to do with chickens when it's hot and humid outside. I'm no expert, and here's just some of my ideas off the top of my head. The first thing you should do is, before you get chickens, find a breed that's suitable for your climate. And there are some chicken breeds that do well in the heat, and there are some chicken breeds that do not. One thing I've learned about my Welsumers is they are not known for doing good in the heat. And so that might, maybe I should have done some more research before I decided on that breed. But they're a more cold hardy breed than they are for summer heat. Now, the Whiting True Blues, they supposedly are pretty good in the heat, and who knows about the production brown egg layers. But so the first thing to do, taking care of your chickens in the heat, is picking a breed that can withstand that heat. Some of these breeds are from, Icelandics are from Iceland, they might not be so great in Arkansas. Whereas some breeds like what's one of them? Aracanas. They're one of the originators of the blue egg breeds. They are from South Central America. And so they're more accustomed to the heat. So find a breed that's right for you. Okay, so now you've got a breed, but you still want to help them out during the summer. Cool, clean, fresh water. And I like to wait until like 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock and then bring them the fresh water. It will, depending on how full their water is, but overnight it'll cool down, and then it takes a while for that water to heat up. So that's a good time for me to change out the water. Put the water in the shade. That's another good thing that will help it, keep it from heating up, and will help it stay a little bit cooler. And providing shade for the chickens. You have to provide shade for the chickens in the heat of the summer. Even the coop itself is can provide shade. But when I'm thinking about where are the trees hitting during the day when I'm positioning these chicken runs, and so that plays a part in it also. And another thing, you can make an air-conditioned coop for them if you want to, but if you don't go that far, some people do use fans. The one thing, if you are going to keep them inside of an enclosure, is even with the heat and humidity, they need some type of airflow. So if you've got no airflow going around in your coop where they're staying, then a fan is probably a good idea, just to circulate that air. That stale, humid, moist air and in the heat that just makes everything worse. So they need some airflow when they are cooped up, as it were. Okay. Those are my quick ideas. If you got more ideas and more experiences on how to help your chickens out in the heat of the summer, I'd love to hear those. Ice cubes in their water buckets, frozen veggies. I would not suggest corn though. Corn helps chickens create body heat, so that's not great in the heat of the summer. I know some people, and I've done it myself, is to freeze some corn in ice cube trays and then feed it to them. But you're better off doing peas or carrots or some other type of vegetable, freezing that and then giving them a frozen treat. Okay, now that's it. Oh yeah, and two of my new ladies want to point out having a good place for them to take dust baths. That helps them cool down also, digging around in the dirt and flinging that dirt all over them. So yes, good addition there, ladies. Dust baths, having a good place for your hens to take dust baths in the heat of the summer. That helps also. That is to the south of me. I've been hearing thunder for about a half an hour now. There was no rain in the forecast today, but those sunflowers will probably appreciate a little shower. So I hope all that thunder has some action behind it. I wouldn't mind a few sprinkles here. Say goodnight, Grumpy. 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 Yeah, you're enjoying the air conditioning too much, aren't you? That's alright. Take her easy, everybody.